Good morning, evening, or afternoon, depending on where you are and when you're watching this. We are at the corner of Inglewood, to squint to see that sign over there, and St. Clair. So we're right before the big bridge on St. Clair, and it is 5:20 p.m., Tuesday, March 1st, and we're going to go that way. So we're a little bit east of... just waiting that car to turn because I was going to start walking. We're a little bit west of, is it Mount Pleasant? Bayview? Something like that. Anyways, we're heading west. We are walking west right now during this beautiful sunset. And we're going to go west on St. Clair and maybe try to get our way around towards Casa Loma if I have enough memory space on this to record that. Yeah, I was just up around here for a work meeting and figured, I could go home or I could record a little walking video and go for a little walk. It's like really crazy. There's a lot of joggers around here. I want to go have another look at that ravine, so I'm going to step into this little... I don't know what you call it, like an alcove? Of course, mind you, by the time we get to Casa Loma, it's probably going to be dark. If I even make it to Casa Loma, I should make it to Casa Loma. I mean, if you've started the video, you already saw the map preview of where we're walking, so it's like a little bit in advance where we're going and how this is going to turn out, and I do not. What is it down here? It's some sort of like ravine? I feel like I have walked down there before. I'm gonna pull out my phone. See if Google tells me what exactly that is. But we're gonna look at that next little balcony alcove thing and get a better look of it. I don't see a name of the... it's called Yellow Creek. That's cool. So it's not the Don River. So I know today is the first day in Ontario where you can go into restaurants and not have to show a vaccine passport, which... you know what? I think I'm going to favor restaurants that actually still check, just for the safety of the employees, but I'm going to put my mask on now anyways because I'm heading to a more crowded part of town. It is cheaper around because we're heading to Yonge and St. Clair. So I have my mask on now. Gosh, that sunset's so beautiful. When I'm looking at my little tiny screen here, it's kind of neat how it's reflecting on the sidewalk. Oh, check out these like hexagonal balconies. Oh, they're opening a Farm Boy at the foot of the apartment building, I guess. You see a sign over there that says Farm Boy coming soon. God, they're popping up everywhere. I'm actually kind of curious to look on Google Street View to see what was there before, because this looks like an older apartment building. It's kind of interesting that they zoned the bottom space now for retail, but maybe there was retail there all along. But just look at St. Clair, like here, this whole place is under construction too. And this is the Canadian government building actually that's being built here. Tell by that. That's cool. I like this like library art by students. Alright, this is Deer Park Public Library. Never been inside, but I like libraries. Check out that mural over there. I don't know if it's going to turn up because the sun's so bright, but kind of got like a deer at the top. So we're coming up to Yonge Street. Look, the sun is right in my eyes. So isn't there like 2 weeks of the year where you can walk along Bloor and I guess St. Clair and all the streets that run kind of east and west, and the sun is just perfectly setting in the middle? And I guess this is that week for the winter months, because check it out, everyone's shadow is like ridiculously long. Eventually we're gonna have to go cross over to the south side. I just thought that this would be a more interesting view. Didn't there used to be a video game bar here? Like over there somewhere? Oh, that's a perfect bar name. Shenanigans. But yeah, Union Social Eatery. I swear that used to be a video game bar, right? I'm gonna have to ask my friend Nick, because I think I went with him to the video game bar, but this was like pre-COVID. This was probably like 2018 or something, 2019. Of course, like so many things have closed and other things have opened up. This section of St. Clair is always kind of fun to me because the buildings always feel so tall. You know, they're not really that tall. This is the Rolex building, which I guess it's their offices? Clearly I don't think Rolex has like their head office in Toronto. Right? Maybe? I have no idea. I really like the curvature of this building here. Like how the corners are curved. It's very like Hollywood looking, or like how I imagine LA with these kind of like Art Deco. Is it Art Deco? No, I don't think the curves are necessarily Art Deco, but it'd be kind of neat to live in one of these like corner units if your wall's curved on the inside too. Although maybe it would also be a pain in the ass trying to put furniture. I know my friends lived in a condo and there's like a giant pillar in the corner and he hates it because there's not much gap between the pillar and the corner windows. And he says it's impossible to clean, and also there's nothing you can really put near the pillar. Like nothing really slides against it well. There's a column or a pillar, I don't know. You know what I mean. It's like a circular, like this, a pole. This is LCBO's head office. There's all these like government offices and buildings here. Actually, I'm gonna go across the street here. So this is Desjardins. This is Pierre Next Bank. Because he's from Quebec. I think Quebec people mostly use Desjardins. And this building is also the Council of Ministers of Education. These other buildings also have the same kind of curvature. Cyclists riding on the sidewalk. Even though there's a road right there. Perfect. Pet peeve of mine. But look at this statue. This is what I wanted to get a closer look at. It's holding like an office building. It's in front of a condo presentation center, so. So that's funny. Of course, the ground floor of the LCBO head office has a LCBO. I mean, that makes sense, right? Although the head office of McDonald's Canada, which you sometimes see when you drive down the Don Valley Parkway, does not have a McDonald's that's open to the public, at least, in its building, right? Because I asked a friend ages ago that worked there, who's interning there, and he said they had like a cafeteria food testing place, but it was like for staff only. Maybe it's changed, because that was probably like 15 to 20 years ago. That'd be a really cool job, though, to be like a food tester for McDonald's. And your cholesterol would be through the roof, but worth it. So we're walking towards Spadina. This is Avenue Road, which is University turns into Avenue. Is it Bay Street? No, University. University turns into Avenue Road. This probably isn't the most interesting walk to join me on, but I promise it'll be worth it because we'll get to see Casa Loma. I do like the look of these condos, and that one over there too. Because, like, when you go more downtown, they all start to look alike. Like, they're, like, completely rectangular buildings with just glass and steel or concrete. Whereas these kind of have a bit more character with the brick. There's, like, a really old colonial-looking house over there, which I'm not sure what that is, but if you look up there where there's like a clock tower thing, that's Upper Canada College, which is where the elite send their children. Yeah, that white van definitely wanted to make the light. Yeah, I forget there's streetcars on St. Clair. This is the first time I've seen a streetcar, even though I've been on here for like the last 20 minutes. Maybe not, I probably wasn't paying attention. Why are we walking through here? Because we can. I don't see anyone saying no. When I hear honking like that, I sometimes think it's the convoy, but no, it's just aggressive, impatient drivers. This is the first Unitarian congregation of Toronto. I'm not sure what that means. It's a pretty dumb question. What's a Unitarian? But this is kind of like really pretty stained glass. Although it's kind of an ugly building. No offense to the Unitarians. See, that old school church over there is much kind of cooler looking. It aged a lot better. It's a very spooky looking abandoned house. And then next to it too, although this looks like there's just like different apartments. Oh, it's an office for like liver patients and hepatitis patients, but now it's getting turned into condos. Which is what's happening over there. All these doggies. Oh, weird. The light said it was going to change and it didn't change. It stayed walking. I hate when they psych you out like that. Why do Toronto lights do that? It's kind of a Timothy Eaton Memorial Church. It's funny. Timothy Eaton also being the founder of Eaton's, the store. And then for some reason he has a church. That looks a lot like some of the houses I was looking at in my snowfall video a few weeks ago when I went for a late night stroll out in Yorkville. Aerosmith School. Oh, that sign does absolutely squat at telling me what this school is. Like, the only thing I would get from it is, like, they go there to learn how to make arrows. Could be a thing. To switch hands because my one hand was getting really cold. not sure what Russell Hill is, but it's named this street. Look how nice these townhomes look. If I lived in one of those, I'd feel like, I forget the name of her character, Meryl Streep's character in Devil Wears Prada. I know she was like, the character was supposed to be Anna Wintour, but I don't know what they named her, what the fake name was. I can't remember. Oh, cute doggy. I feel like a good chunk of this video so far is me standing at stoplights. Don't tell me you're gonna block the sidewalk. There we go. So this is Winston Churchill Park. So there's a path I could go through, but it's still got snow on it. And unfortunately I'm wearing my nice shoes because I was at a meeting. So I am gonna have to stick to the sidewalk. But I believe that is Spadina, right there where the lights are. So we're gonna walk down this street. You can kind of see over the hill there. Not sure if that's Casa Loma or... Yeah, that is Casa Loma. Doesn't that Spadina house also kind of has an interesting roof? But that's where we're going. That's our goal. I went to Casa Loma last for the Halloween thing that they do, which was okay. I got a Groupon for it for $25. And for $25 it's good, but I think without the Groupon it was like $45. And it's not worth $45. Like you're a sucker if you're paying that price. But 80% of it, 90% of it probably, was outdoors, which wasn't bad, but I mean, it's such a cool location to go indoors, but I guess with COVID, they aren't really letting people in. I'm hoping that they reopen, or that they're going to reopen for tours soon, or maybe they have already. It's definitely one of my favorite landmarks because it sort of gives you a glimpse, like a chapter of Toronto's history. You know, if you do the audio tour, just sort of how the city built up at least 100 years ago. Like really old kind of architecture, kind of reminiscent of Casa Loma. I think what was scary is the street looks very daunting to go down. It looks very long, and I've only got 15 minutes left on my SD card, so we'll make it. Well, I'm walking in mud now, so sort of defeats the reason why I didn't want to walk through the park. But I've made a choice. I guess these are like little stone benches. Kind of cute. Casa Loma, the top historic site. I mean, it is a pretty cool place to visit. It's huge, but it's not going to take you too long to go through. I'd say like 2 to 3 hours. It also depends if you stop for a bite to eat or a drink there, which they offer during pre-COVID time, so I'm sure that we'll probably start offering that again soon. And yeah, I one day plan to do a bit of a walking tour through Casa Loma. Oh, it's an off-leash dog park down there. That's cute. I'm assuming this is the ravine that connects from like the K Gardner Beltline Park and goes through Mount Pleasant Cemetery and then down towards the brickworks. I plan to actually ride along some of these trails this summer with my scooter. I'll probably bring you along for the ride as well. Oh, dogs. Toronto is kind of interesting that you'll sort of be walking and you'll be amongst buildings and skyscrapers and condos, and then you turn a corner and walk a little bit and suddenly you're in like a ravine area. And this is a very affluent area. I mean, look at this, like, the garage is like separate from the house. It's really nice. Essentially all these houses are up on the hill, although that would really suck for moving into them. Even this wall, I don't know if this belongs to the house or this is part of the ravine, but it's probably built around the time Casa Loma was built. Oh, it's probably part of this house here. Or is it some sort of community? Although this really looks like a cemetery entrance. No, it's just a wall for this house. It's crazy. Yeah, this house is probably as old as Casa Loma for sure. They even have a little conservatory space in the back there. Maybe it's not a conservatory, I don't know. Casa Loma has a conservatory. Oh, I can see it. Can you see it? Yay, and we still have a little time to spare. This wall is kind of in need of repair. Not as nice as the other wall. I think they should just take off this, like, I don't know what you call it, like this covering, not drywall, but plaster? Yeah, I guess plaster. You just have the exposed brick. Oh wow, that almost looks like a drawbridge on the top of the awning of the side entrance to this house. Or maybe that is the main entrance. Oh, it's two houses because it's two separate addresses. Aw. The car slowed down for the squirrel. So, this over here, which we'll get a better shot of soon, is the Spadina house. And yes, it's named after, or rather, the street Spadina is named after Spadina. Same spelling, but I think it was a general. I can't remember who Spadina was, but that was his house.
Yeah, no worries.
See, there she is. But before we get a little bit of a closer look, but not too close because I am on a time constraint with this memory card, this is the Spadina house. You know what? It doesn't actually say who it was named after. It says constructed in 1866 as a Victorian estate and villa for Toronto financier James Austin. So I'm way off track. I do recommend that if you do go to Casa Loma, I don't know if this still is a thing, but if you went to Spadina House first and did their tour, which I highly, highly recommend because that's really cool. You even get to see where like the servants had their little passageways and whatnot, because like back then servants were supposed to never be seen or heard. You can come to Casa Loma after, and I think you get like $10 off your admission, which is quite a lot because Casa Loma is like $40 to go in now, I think. But yeah, there. It's very beautiful, but it's not a castle. It's a casa, which means house in Spanish. Loma means hill, so it's house on a hill. And I know a lot of history about this place because when I get bored, I just look up facts and history because I've always been fascinated by this place ever since my parents brought me here when I was like 6. But yeah. I'm still wearing my mask. Trying to not step in dog poop. But yeah, thank you for joining me for this walk, whether it be from the comfort of your desk, your bathtub, your bed, your balcony, wherever you are. I'm gonna keep walking actually, and probably keep recording because I still have 3 more minutes or so to show you the view from the end of here. But let's look at the castle over my shoulder. Aha. Maybe that'll be my thumbnail. Although maybe I should take off my mask for that. There we go. I'm trying to do my smile, a little behind the scenes. So, yeah, we're gonna head down this hill, and then I'll end the video at the bottom. A little goodbye view of the casa. Oh, there's a freight train stop there. You can see it. Freight train, freight train. I'm taking a train in a few weeks. Don't worry, I'm bringing you along. You know that scene in Home Alone where he's like taking a toboggan down the stairs? That'd be this, except you'd probably die. You'd go straight out into traffic. Give you a little view from the other end. And now I leave you. Until next time, take care.